The great galactic council chamber floated above a dying star. Its walls were made of crystal metal, glowing with soft blue light. Hundreds of alien species sat inside the chamber, their voices mixing into a storm of sound. It was the place where the most powerful civilizations judged new worlds. On this day, the council was not serious. They were laughing. The reason for their laughter was a small blue planet Earth. Holograms floated in the air. They showed humans walking on streets, animals running in forests, and birds flying in the sky. They showed oceans full of fish, deserts, jungles, and mountains. To humans, this was beauty. To the aliens, it was weakness. A tall insect-like alien slammed its claws together. These creatures. They wish to join the council? They are fragile. Their bodies break under heat, cold, and even small cuts. A giant reptilian alien flicked its tongue and hissed. I have eaten prey on my home world that is stronger than these humans. Their skin is soft. Their claws are nothing. Their weapons are simple metal toys. Laughter echoed across the chamber. Some banged their hands on the table, mocking Earth. They live on a world of storms and fire, yet they survive only by luck, said another. They are not special. They are amusing. The council speaker, a tall being made of living crystal, raised a hand. The chamber went silent, but only for a moment. We have received Earth's request for recognition. But looking at their life forms, I see no reason. Earth is weak. Its creatures are weak. Its people are weak. The vote seemed obvious. Earth would be rejected. But two humans sat quietly at the far end of the chamber. Dr. Emily Carter adjusted her glasses and looked at the aliens with calm eyes. She was a xenobiologist from the United States, chosen to represent Earth science. Beside her stood Captain James Miller, a tall soldier with a scar across his face. He had seen war. He had seen survival. The aliens did not look at them. To the council, humans were already dismissed. But Emily leaned close to Miller and whispered, "Let them laugh. They don't know what's inside the case." Between them sat a metal container. It was small, silver, and sealed tight with security locks. A red light blinked on its surface. Inside it was something Earth had never shown to the galaxy before. The speaker noticed the box and gave a small smile. "And what is this?" "Another weak toy from Earth." Emily stood. Her voice was steady, but every word carried weight. "This is not a toy. This is proof." The chamber filled with low whispers. Aliens leaned forward, their eyes glowing with curiosity. Some laughed again, thinking humans were desperate. Emily placed the container on the council's great table. The table was older than many civilizations, carved from a star's core. Now it held Earth's secret. "Open it," Emily said. The speaker tilted its crystal head. "Why should we waste time?" Captain Miller stepped forward. His voice was rough, like stone grinding against stone. "Because you do not know us. You see our skin and call it weak. You see our world and call it simple. But you are wrong." He pressed a code on the container. The locks clicked open. A hiss of air escaped, and a cold mist rose into the chamber. Every alien leaned closer. Inside the box was a sample from Earth, DNA strands, soil, microbes, and small living cells stored in liquid. To most eyes, it looked like nothing special. Just dirt and tiny organisms. The insect alien laughed again. "This is your proof?" "Dirt." Emily did not look at him. She only smiled, very slowly, as if she knew something no one else knew. She whispered, almost too soft for the microphones to catch. "They think we are weak, let them see what Earth really holds." The container's light blinked faster. The samples were beginning to move. A silence fell over the chamber. The laughter faded. For the first time, the Galactic Council felt something it had never felt when looking at Earth. Unease. The mist rose higher from the container. A soft glow came from the liquid inside, lighting up the crystal walls of the chamber. The Galactic Council leaned forward, their many eyes, antennas, and glowing organs focused on the small box. Inside, tiny shapes floated in the fluid: microbes, bacteria, strands of DNA. To alien eyes, it looked like nothing more than a child's experiment. The insect alien clicked its claws and laughed again. This is Earth's secret? Small dirt creatures. Useless. But then, something began to change. The microbes started moving. At first slowly, like drifting dust. But soon their motion became sharp, almost intelligent. They twisted and spun, forming new shapes in the liquid. Emily Carter did not speak. She only watched, her lips pressed tight, her eyes calm. The speaker leaned closer, its crystal body glowing faintly. "What is this?" Captain Miller folded his arms. His voice was low and steady. "You are watching the reason we are still alive." The microbes struck the container's glass walls. The chamber gasped. The walls did not break, but the microbes did not stop. They changed. Their bodies stretched, split, and fused again. 1 became 2. 2 became 4. 4 became a swirling storm inside the liquid. The reptilian alien hissed in surprise. This should not be possible. Evolution does not move this fast. The insect alien tapped the table nervously now, no longer laughing. They are adapting. Yes. The microbes were adapting. The chamber was filled with controlled radiation, a normal part of alien technology. Within minutes, the microbes had grown resistant. Their color shifted, their shape hardened. Then, as if mocking the council, they began absorbing the radiation itself. Lights across the chamber flickered. Emily finally spoke. Her voice was calm, but sharp enough to cut through the whispers. "You think Earth is weak. But on Earth, survival is war. Every second, every breath, every drop of rain is a test. Our life does not only survive, it changes. Faster than you can understand." The speaker's crystal body flickered with uncertainty. No world has ever shown such ability. Emily raised her chin. Because no world is like ours. The microbes had now formed a strange spiral, glowing brighter than before. They pulsed like a heartbeat. Then, they grew still. The silence inside the chamber was heavy. Finally, one alien scientist, a small amphibian creature, croaked nervously. "I have studied 10,000 planets. I have never seen such rapid transformation. This should be impossible." Captain Miller stepped closer to the table. His boots echoed on the floor. He looked around at the aliens, his scar catching the light. "You laugh at us because we bleed. Because we can be broken. But you do not see the truth. We are not strong because we are unbreakable. We are strong because we rise every time we fall." The microbes pulsed again, as if answering his words. Some council members began whispering in fear. If such small creatures could adapt so quickly, what would happen if they escaped? What would happen if they spread across the stars? The speaker raised its voice, trying to control the chamber. "This is not enough. One strange sample does not prove Earth is worthy." Emily nodded. "Then watch closer." She pressed another code on the container. A second chamber inside opened, revealing more samples, different DNA strands, from different species of Earth. Animals. Plants. Even viruses. The council leaned in again. One strand bonded with another instantly, creating a new form the aliens had never seen. Another resisted the alien chamber's cold air, growing tiny frost-like crystals to protect itself. The amphibian scientist gasped. This is adaptation at a speed beyond science. The insect alien's claws twitched nervously. It looked at Emily now, not with laughter, but with unease. What are you, humans? What kind of world makes such life? Emily's answer was simple. A hard one. Captain Miller added, his voice deep and final, and we are its children. The chamber was no longer filled with laughter. It was filled with silence, broken only by the hum of the microbes shifting and growing. The speaker leaned back, its crystal face reflecting the glow from the container. For the first time, the mighty council looked uncertain. The vote that seemed obvious only minutes ago now hung in the air like a storm about to break. And in the center of the table, Earth's weak life pulsed with light, as if it was alive with pride. The Galactic Council chamber was no longer full of laughter. The mocking voices had gone silent. All eyes were locked on the container glowing in the middle of the table. The microbes inside had adapted faster than anyone believed possible. They resisted radiation, shaped themselves into spirals, and pulsed like they carried a heartbeat. For the first time, the mighty civilizations of the galaxy looked uneasy. The speaker tried to break the silence. Its crystal body flashed nervously. Earth has unusual microbes. But microbes alone do not make a world powerful. Dr. Emily Carter pressed a command on the console before her. The hologram above the table flickered, changing from microbes to something far larger. Storms filled the air. Towers of water crashed down in great oceans. Lava exploded from the mouths of volcanoes, turning the land to fire. Lightning split the skies in blinding flashes. The council chamber lit up with the fury of Earth itself. This is our world, Emily said softly, but her voice reached every corner of the hall. Every day it fights us. Every day we survive. Gasps filled the chamber. An amphibian alien blinked rapidly. Your home, it is a death world. Emily nodded. Yes. But we are still here. The hologram shifted again. Images of Earth's predators filled the air, lions striking down prey, wolves running through snow, crocodiles wading in rivers. The aliens stared at the sharp teeth and merciless hunts. One alien with feathered wings hissed, "Your world is savage." Emily's eyes were calm. And so we learn to be more savage when we must. The hologram changed again. Now it showed humans themselves, climbers on frozen mountains, divers in the deep sea, explorers walking across deserts, and astronauts training in the blackness of space. Captain James Miller stepped forward. His voice cut like steel. You asked about humans. This is what we are. The next image was war. Explosions tore across battlefields. Soldiers ran through fire and smoke. Pilots flew jets into storms of bullets. Civilians rebuilt cities after disasters. In every image, humans endured. Some aliens looked away. Others stared with disbelief. A reptilian council member leaned close to the speaker and whispered, "They should not exist. No creature so fragile should survive such a world." But survive they did. Again and again. Emily spoke firmly. We bleed. We break. But we heal. We adapt. We rise. The microbes inside the container pulsed brighter, almost as if they agreed. The insect alien, who once laughed the loudest, now clicked its claws nervously. I see it now. Your strength is not in your claws or your weapons. It is in your will. Miller's eyes narrowed. And that is something you cannot measure with your machines. The hologram shifted one last time. It showed Earth from space, blue, green, and white, glowing against the black void. A fragile-looking world. But now, to the council, it no longer looked weak. It looked dangerous. Some aliens whispered among themselves. Fear spread like smoke in the chamber. If humans could survive storms, fire, predators, and their own wars, what could stop them if they spread across the stars? The speaker's crystal body dimmed slightly. You ask us to see your strength. But what if your strength becomes a threat to the galaxy? Emily met its gaze without fear. We did not come here to threaten. We came to be recognized. But do not mistake kindness for weakness. Do not mistake peace for surrender. The chamber fell into silence again. For the first time, no one dared laugh. The chamber lights dimmed as the holograms faded. The microbes in the container glowed faintly, still pulsing like a living heartbeat. The council sat in silence. No one laughed now. Alien leaders who once mocked Earth leaned back in their seats, their faces tied with unease. Whispers filled the air like cold wind. This cannot be real. Life does not evolve this fast. If they spread, nothing will stop them. The speaker raised a crystalline hand, trying to restore order. Silence, its voice rang out. The chamber quieted, but fear remained in every eye. The speaker turned toward Emily Carter and Captain James Miller. You have shown us storms, predators, and war. You have shown us microbes that defy science. But one truth remains: your kind is unpredictable. And the unpredictable is dangerous. Emily stood tall, her face calm but firm. Dangerous? Perhaps. But survival itself is dangerous. Every world fights to live. We are only one more world among many. The reptilian alien slammed its clawed hand on the table. No. Your kind is not like others. Your will is too strong. Your life adapts too fast. If humans are allowed to spread across the stars, they may become unstoppable. Fear rippled through the chamber. Some nodded. Some whispered in agreement. The insect alien, who once laughed at Earth, now clicked its claws nervously. We should end this now. Reject Earth. Ban them. Lock their world. If we do not, they will rise. Emily's eyes flashed cold. You speak of fear. But fear will not stop what is coming. Earth is not asking for permission to live. Earth already lives. Captain Miller stepped forward. His voice was heavy, steady, like iron. You call us a threat because we refuse to die. If that is enough to scare you, then maybe you are right to fear us. The chamber filled with uneasy silence. At the edge of the room, alien scientists whispered over small devices, analyzing the data from the container. Their screens glowed with strange readings. DNA sequences locked with alien material, bonding faster than anything in recorded history. Cells adapted to radiation, heat, and cold in moments. One scientist, an amphibian, spoke aloud without meaning to. They could survive anywhere, on frozen moons, in burning deserts, even in the vacuum of space. If they reach beyond their world, there will be no frontier too harsh for them. The words spread like wildfire. The council members shifted, their fear growing sharper. The speaker spoke again, its crystal body flickering with tension. Perhaps humans are not weak. But if what you show us is true, then humans may be too strong. Too adaptable. You may not join the council. You may be rejected not for weakness, but for fear of what you could become. Gasps filled the chamber. Emily did not move. She kept her voice calm, but her words cut deep. You think closing a door will change the truth? You think fear will keep us chained to our world? We are not asking for your blessing. We came here to show you what Earth is. Whether you accept us or not, Earth will endure. Earth will rise. Miller's eyes swept across the aliens, his scar catching the dim light. We survived everything our world threw at us. If the galaxy throws fear at us, we will survive that too. Some council members avoided his gaze. Others clenched their hands in quiet anger, not at Earth, but at themselves. For the first time, they saw humans as equals, and perhaps as rivals. The microbes pulsed again inside the container, brighter now, as if feeding on the tension in the room. The glow spread across the chamber table like veins of light. The insect alien pointed with a shaking claw. It is still changing. Still adapting. The speaker hesitated. For the first time in countless cycles, the council was unsure. Fear was no longer just a whisper. It had become the voice in every mind. And yet, mixed with fear was something else, something dangerous. Curiosity. The amphibian scientist leaned closer, his eyes wide. What if these humans are not just a threat? What if they are the key? The key to surviving the harshest corners of the galaxy? The chamber grew restless. Some nodded. Some shook their heads. Arguments began to rise, voices clashing like storms. Reject Earth out of fear? Or accept Earth out of hope? The choice divided the council. But one truth was clear now. No one in the galaxy would ever laugh at Earth again. The chamber was filled with chaos. Alien voices clashed, sharp and fearful. Some shouted that Earth must be locked away. Others whispered that humans might be the only chance for survival in a hostile galaxy. The speaker's crystal body glowed brightly as it slammed its hand down. Enough, the speaker thundered. The council will decide. Earth will be judged now. The chamber grew still. The microbes inside the container glowed brighter, pulsing like a heartbeat that echoed through the room. The aliens watched with wide eyes, afraid to blink. The speaker raised its voice. Earth is strong. Too strong. If your kind spreads, you will not stop. You will not bend. You will become a storm the galaxy cannot control. For this reason, the council rejects. The speaker never finished. The container shook. A faint crack spread across its surface. Gasps filled the chamber. The microbes inside pulsed again, harder, brighter. Then, without warning, they broke free. A glowing mist poured into the air, swirling in strange shapes. The microbes drifted weightlessly, yet with purpose. They did not scatter wildly. They moved as if connected, as if following an unseen command. Alien guards rushed forward with weapons that fired beams of light. But the microbes shifted, adapting instantly. The beams passed through them like harmless wind. Panic broke out. The insect alien screamed, its claws slamming against the table. The reptilian rose in alarm, hissing. Scientists scrambled with their devices, trying to understand what was happening. The microbes flowed across the chamber walls, glowing brighter, weaving into a network of living light. It is forming something, cried the amphibian scientist. It is building. The council members braced for disaster. But then, to everyone's shock, the glowing mass stopped moving. The chamber fell into silence. The microbes hung in the air, pulsing slowly, as if waiting. Emily Carter stepped forward. She raised her hand, her face calm. Stand down. The microbes pulsed once, then retracted, pulling back from the walls, gathering together into a small sphere of light. It floated gently above the table, like a loyal creature waiting for orders. Every alien stared. The speaker's crystal body dimmed. Its voice trembled for the first time. It listens to you. Emily nodded. It was born on Earth. It knows us. It is part of us. Captain Miller stepped closer, his boots heavy on the floor. His voice was low and steady. You called us weak. You mocked us. But now you see the truth. Our world forged us to endure. Our life learns. Our life adapts. And it will follow us into the stars. The chamber was silent. No one dared laugh. No one dared whisper. The reptilian alien's voice was hushed, almost fearful. If such life spreads beyond your world, nothing will stop it? Emily met its eyes. Then perhaps nothing should. The speaker looked at her, then at the glowing microbes, then at the faces of the council. Its voice cracked like breaking glass. We cannot reject you. Not after this. To reject you would be to admit weakness. To fear you is to fear the future itself. Another voice, soft but firm, rose from the chamber. It was the amphibian scientist. Earth must be accepted. Not as weak. Not as harmless. But as necessary. The galaxy will need them. One by one, other council members nodded. Some did so reluctantly, others with grim acceptance. The insect alien clicked its claws but said nothing. Even it could no longer deny the truth. Finally, the speaker's crystal body dimmed into a soft glow. Very well. Earth is recognized. Humanity is accepted. Let it be recorded in the archives, the world once mocked as weak shall stand among us. But let it also be remembered Earth is not to be underestimated. The chamber echoed with the decision. For the first time, humanity was no longer an outsider. They were now part of the galaxy's great council. Emily allowed herself a small smile. Captain Miller gave a slow nod. The microbes pulsed one last time, glowing with quiet pride, before settling back into their container. The verdict was sealed. And as the council members left the chamber, whispers followed them. Humans are dangerous. Humans are hope. Humans will change everything. The galaxy would never laugh at Earth again.